Hello everyone. Now we are going to learn about the new topic and the topic name is creativity. So in this term we are going to see how you guys can become a creative person and what does the meaning of creativity and associated terms. So we'll going to start with one quote, and the quote is given by Albert Einstein, which says that creativity is intelligence having fun. So ultimately what it says that you have to think in such a manner that you are going to enjoy the creative creative terminologies. Then when it comes to creativity, creativity means what? Creativity means expressed, or creative means characterized by originality, expressiveness and imagination. So you must think in such direction that you are going to have a original solutions which is going to be expressed properly. Okay, and here your creativity can be anything like generative or groundbreaking innovation, anything. Being creative is seeing the same thing as everybody else but thinking of something different. See, everyone is trying to create something, but how differently you are putting, that matters. Here the point says that creative involves the translation of unique gifts, talents and vision into external reality. See, sometimes we are thinking that the person is having the gifts, that person is by birth he is talented, but it's not like that. You can also become a creative person. And what is that key is the learning. Now the next point, what it says that creativity takes places unavoidably inside our personal, social and cultural boundaries. Yes, it depends upon how your atmosphere is. The creative person manipulates the means to creative, and you can see the example of various kids. What they're doing, they are putting the same information in a different way, and we are surprised sometimes, oh, how they are thinking, how they are defining all these things. So the more creativity is defined by identifying the specific set of values, meanings, beliefs, symbols, the more our creative will be focused and limited. Now comes to the other point, what says that there are some ways by achieving a creative solution. Like there are different ways, specifically there are three general ways. And what it says that the first, sometimes creativity comes accidentally or by luck. What is the meaning of this thing? See, sometimes if you are stuck with any problem, that problem is in our mind, and we are thinking about that problem again and again, and suddenly we are getting a solution that is accidental. And when it comes to luck, you can see the similar kind of solution is existed there, and you are saying, oh, I am also thinking about the same problem. That is the serendipity. Now comes to the similarity. Similarity means if you want to develop a water bottle and you are not getting the idea, then what you are doing, you are taking the example of other water bottles and you are just comparing, then you are trying to develop your solution. That is similarity. Then yes, the third point, which is very important, that is meditation. If your mind is calm, cool, relaxed, yes, you can think everything in a different manner. So these are the three general ways by which you can create, or by which you can be a creative person. All people can be creative. See, all people can be creative, but those who are recognized as creative have an awareness. What kind of awareness? If you are a designer, if you want to design a car, then you have to explore the cars area so that you will be aware about what is happening, what are the new technologies. Then only you can put your points with the confidence. Okay, so what it says that yes, you have to become the aware person. Then here is one more quote for you, that creativity is a natural extension of our enthusiasm. See, if you don't have the enthusiasm, if you don't come out to your comfort zone, you cannot be a creative person. To become a creative person, you have to leave your laziness. Now the other point, what it says that society's view of creativity has changed over the time. Yes, earlier people were just doing the things, and nowadays you are getting simple solution in a different ways. The second point, what it says that during the 19th century, creativity was seen as a romantic and mysterious characteristics. Then scholars believe creativity to be an unexplainable personal talent present at the birth of an artist. That was people's thought during the 19th century. Then it was thought that creativity was unable to taught, copied, or mimicked. Like if some person are talented, and people are assuming that no one can become the talented like him or her. Then individual creativity was a kind of genius that was nurtured and developed in those with the natural gift. Now comes to here other point, what it says that what happened during the 20th century. Now that was the 19th century. Then in 20th century, people's perception got changed. How? They were considering that creativity was measurable and therefore controllable. The other point, what it says that the perspective grew into the progressive nation as well as notion that creativity is a teachable skill for individual and groups. Then in during 20th century, people have thought that now what we can do, we can educate the people, and once the people will get education, they will automatically become the creative person. After that, what is happening nowadays? Today's manager recognize that the same kind of psychological and physiological based cognitive process that produced artistic creativity are used in the deliberate reasoning about the development of solution. So this depends upon the individual whether they are psychologically as well as physically strong enough to finish their cognitive processes. Okay, that was the point related to the creative thinking. Now thinking process that lead to creative idea. Now how you can think so that you are going to have the creative idea. So ultimately, yes, creativity is a characteristics of a person that is assigned based on what the person does. That is the point. Then second point, researchers have discovered that generally speaking, the thought process or mental operation used to develop a creative idea are the same process that are routinely used. We are thinking this thing. Moreover, then the creativity question becomes how can some people use their brains to be more creative than the others? How people are becoming more creative than the others? Then we are going to find out the answer of this question as well. So, a group of researchers in the sciences named the successful use of thought processes and existing knowledge to produce creative ideas into creative cognition. Now, the other point what it says that the good news about this view of creativity is that these strategies for achieving creative thinking can be accomplished by deliberate use of particular techniques, methods, or in the case of computational tools or software programs. So what we are doing, we are using the techniques, methods, computational tools, software programs. Ultimately what we are doing, we are doing the iteration. We are just having the fun with all these techniques and softwares. Then see, once you are going to start doing the iterations, obviously the different perspective you can develop. The study of creativity usually focus on both the creator and the create, created object. So ultimately that depends upon how you are considering the information and how you are presenting it. The next point, what it says that the assumption is that studying the thinking process of the creative people will lead to a set of steps or procedures that can improve the creativity of the output of anyone's thinking. See, ultimately you just follow the footstep of other person, then you are going to learn step by step like how the process was developed. Then similarly, studying the development of a creative artifact should reveal a key decision or defining moment that accounts for the outcome. So ultimately you have to study the other products as well. So this is a promising path if the processes used in each case have been adequately documented. See, whatever you are studying, whatever you are designing, okay, keep the documentation of all the stages in one by one bunch of sets. Okay, So ultimately what you have to do, you have to keep the documentation of all these steps. Now comes to here, creative thinkers, how they are distinguished by their ability to synthesize new combination of ideas. See, if you'll see, or if you ask me, sir, design a new water bottle, then what I'll try to do, I'll try to design a new water bottle and multiple color combination I will give it to you. So what I did, I just tried to have the different combinations in terms of colors. I can have the different color combination, like two color combination, three color combination, or single color combination. So here you have started thinking about the problem now. Then a creative engineer is one who produces a lots of ideas. This can be completely original ideas inspired by a discovery. Yes. Then more often creative ideas result from putting existing ideas together in novel ways. You just take a existing idea, like you can take the example of Maruti Suzuki Baleno. What they did, they have redesigned the existing car with the additional feature. So you just have to think, like, if the existing product is there, how you guys can redesign it, okay, or how you can add the feature into that particular product. So that is going to enhance your creativity. Then yes, we would all like to be called creative, but what is happening, we feel good that if someone is saying to us that yes, you are a creative person, but ultimately what we are doing, we are just keeping ourselves in the ignorance of the subject. We are thinking that creativity is reserved for only the gifted few. So it's not like that, guys. You all can become the creative person. Ultimately, what you have to do, you just have to learn and explore the different combination. Now comes to here, sometimes flash like spontaneity, like I said, sometimes if you are thinking about the problem and you are getting the answer suddenly. So this is also happening. Now, what it says that in keeping with the view of association, students of the creative process assure us that most ideas occur by a slow, deliberate process that can be cultivated and enhanced with study and practice. So, here what you have to do, here you have to go ahead with a step by step, step by step. Then, a characteristic of the creative process is that initially the idea is only imperfectly understood. Now comes to the next point. Usually the creative person senses the total structure of the idea, but initially perceives only a limited number of its detail. So you have to start with the basic, then you have to move to the next step. So there ensures a slow process of clarification and exploration as the entire idea takes place. See, if I want to give you this example in simple words, what is that? You are thinking about a problem. Suppose you want to design a pen, then you will take the existing design of pen, then you will think, okay, my pen should be different from the existing design. Then what is happening, you are just thinking about the problem. Then you will you are going to have a step by step operation related to the pen designing. Then finally you are going to have the entire idea. Okay, like you are going to make sure that yes, your product is different than the others. So the creative process can be viewed as moving from an amorphous idea to a well structured idea, from the chaotic to the organized, from the implicit to explicit ideas. Okay, then the point says that here I'm just concluding this complete slide, in which sense here you have to think in a different manner, like how you can design a simple product and which is going to be different than the existing one. That thought process you have to develop. If you have developed that thought process, then nothing is going to happen. Yes, you are going to land up with a creative solution. So there are various ways by which you can enhance your creativity that we are going to see. But before to that, we are going to see one quote. And what it says that creativity is the way I share my soul with the world. And this quote was given by Brain Brown. So ultimately what you have to do, whatever problems you are thinking, you just have to communicate with the user.